Hey guys, it's just Adam, and today we'll be discussing, well, the League Cup final. Glasgow Celtic v Paisley St Mirren, the buddies. It's a very big game for Wilfred Nancy, and it's a very big game for the buddies itself. The last time they were in one of these was pretty sure it was the League Cup final against Rangers. So it's been a couple of years per se. Might have actually been after that. I know I should know this going into videos, but sometimes it just goes out your head. But hopefully it can produce a very good final. It'd be better if it was on BBC, but we don't get that. They only did the Scottish Cup, which is quite annoying, which is fair enough for TV rights, and we need that in Scotland. But in today's video, I'll be discussing what the final might happen, the teams, the form, stuff like that. Stuff you want to know. So, if you enjoy this kind of content, remember to subscribe to the channel, leave a like, and put in post notifications, and let's get into this. Come on. Well, guys, obviously, it's going to be talked about this week about St Mirren coming in. They've not played a game in Europe, so they'll have more time. Before that had a bad run of form, but they've picked up forms on 3-3 to Aberdeen, and then beaten Dundee United. So they've got that kind of experience of winning going into a final. It's always good. Sometimes it doesn't matter, but it's always good. Whereas Celtic, on the other hand, Martin O'Neill left them with a 1-0 win against Dundee, and that has tumbled into 2-1 defeat to top of the table Hearts and a 3-0 defeat to Roma, which could have been well more than the centre back was playing with striker. Wilfred Nancy, as I said, with his tactics board, it's very. I wouldn't say it's not even the manager though. I think it's more of the board, and I've done videos on that previously. But I don't want to go too much into that because I don't want to steal the spotlight for a good final that we have here. Obviously, it would be better if we had St Mirren v anybody else because we need more random teams winning the cup. And I'll go back to that. St Mirren did win the cup in 2012. Sorry about that, buddies. And against Hearts. So what was 2012? It would have been December, and that was the last time they won it, and probably it's going to be a final that we know what we're going to get, but it's whether we get it or not. Obviously, I told you about the run of form both teams are in, but one match in particular that happened was Celtic v St Mirren at the Paisley in Paisley, and Callum McGregor obviously scored the goal from just outside the box, and their goals are very decisive. Obviously, St Mirren held their ground at their ground, but the difference is Hampden's a big pitch. Most of them, obviously, they've played at Hampden, and I'll go into their run in a minute. And it's been very, but it can be a big jump to play there in a final because obviously Celtic will have 40%. St Mirren will have 40% of the cup, maybe even 30. Celtic have 70% fans, and as much as Celtic fans, Green Brigade are out there now, it still can create noise. I'll be making a video about that, by the way, because it's a weird situation with that kind of stuff. But I'll go and talk about their opponents leading into the final, and then I'll talk about the final score prediction. I know this is a shorter video, but it is to be. You know what I mean? So let's get into it. So leading into this final, St Mirren have played top of the league Hearts, beat them in penalties, they've played Kilmarnock as well, and then they've beat Motherwell. They absolutely destroyed Motherwell, who are playing quite well under their new manager. And if you don't watch Open Goal, I would thoroughly recommend it. Obviously, I shouldn't be recommending all our YouTube channels, but I just really like Cy Ferry and Slaney and Andy Hardy and Gordon DL. They all go into good detail, and James McFadden. So if you like that kind of stuff, subscribe to me and then subscribe to them, because that's where I get a lot of my information from, actually. So, and I get it from elsewhere. But you obviously had St Mirren, very difficult run, I would say. 3 teams who are, I mean, Kelly have not done as well under Stuart Kettlewell, but they probably will end up good. Celtic have came across Falkirk, John McGlynn's Falkirk. I have talked about John McGlynn's Falkirk a lot. I'll be making a video on him, actually, a mid-season review of the teams who have come up. He's very good at the way he sets up. Obviously, he learned from Brendan Rodgers, because he was a scout at Glasgow Celtic, and I think he would have been good in one of the top jobs in Scotland, such as Hearts or Celtic or Rangers, because he's got that thing way under his belt, got that kind of drive to do well. Then they went to Thistle. Obviously that's the Lar guy who's on Open Goal and all the videos. And then we've got they beat them 4-0, and then Rangers, they beat Rangers 3-1. That final was very controversial, shall we say. I think we all knew that Celtic would probably win it. But the 2 goals in extra time, they should have probably won by more, but I think this downfall for Celtic came probably at the best time for St Mirren, but it's came at the worst time for Celtic, because a new managers came in, but it's hard to pick up a down team when they're down. St Mirren obviously going into this final is underdogs, but I really, really, really think they can clutch it up. So that's, I'm going to go into my prediction. I'm going to give my honest prediction, but my hopeful prediction. I'm not a fan of any of these teams, but I think it's good to give so my hopeful prediction is 2-1 St Mirren, because if St Mirren to win the cup, it just shows there's competition in Scottish football, and it opens up the market. When then you're getting English fans saying, oh, they spent 100 million and they can't beat St Mirren. It's because these people, a lot of players, they're making good money, but they're born to fight. And my honest prediction is, what I actually think it's going to happen is probably 1-0 Celtic. I think we'll get a wee jammy penalty or something. It's a very even final currently. On paper, it's Celtic all the way, but I think we could see a shock. That's the thing. That's what I'm trying to say. I know this was a video a lot of me blabbering on, but hope you enjoyed the video. Remember to leave a like, subscribe to the channel, put in post notifications. I'll see you all later, and goodbye.